You know what I really dislike? I really dislike it when people broadcast their own ignorance around and then they parade around as though their ignorance is just as valuable as someone else's opinion. And something like that really is fostered and facilitated by this nation that we live in, because we all got our free speech and we love it, and unfortunately a big consequence of that 100% free speech, or what it's optimally supposed to be, is that people get into the practice of assuming that their ignorant opinion is as viable as someone's enlightened or educated opinion. And so this essentially culminated this last week when I had a conversation with a girl, and she pretty much told me with a sense of weird pride that she hadn't read a book on her own volition in her whole life. Her whole life. And this girl was probably like 19 years old. So think about that. 19 years, I mean, like reading age, I don't know, maybe let's assume that she actually does have a serious reading problem. Let's say she's had like, what, 12 years of reading time that she could have been reading if she was struggling. Like, seriously, you haven't picked up a book at all. At all. Never. Never once did you look at a book and think, you know what, that might have a valuable bit of information. Or something like, hey, you know what, that story looks pretty fascinating. It might be better for me to discover that in the form and the medium it was made, like a book, instead of watching it on the silver screen or what have you. And it just shocked me, and it really just surprised me that someone would get behind that embarrassing of a fact and then wave it around like a pride. Like look at me, I'm so cool, I don't read because I'm not nerdy. And it's like, Jesus Christ, why would you broadcast? Because like I laughed back when she said it because I didn't want to be rude. Rest assured, if any good friends of mine had said something that ridiculous, I would have immediately called them out on it. But there's no sense to be a cock when no cock is necessary, so to speak, if that's even a saying. It is now. So kind of smiled, laughed it off, but it got me thinking, because it wasn't like she said it with a sense of remorse at all, or like, I wish I could like to read, or, I wish I could learn to enjoy the different medium of books as opposed to this over sensational, TV and all this stimulus we're getting there. But no, she didn't even say that. She just pretended like just due to the virtue of the fact that movies have more stimulation, they are better. They are better at telling stories than books. And it made me angry, because it's like, what the hell? You're critiquing books, and you just admitted that you have never read a book. Never. Never read a book, aside from ones in school. And even those, these people who don't read books on their own volition are the same dumbasses who friggin' spark notes everything, which, I mean, credit where credit is due, there's no point to read a lot of school books, so spark notes is justified, but I'm just saying. To me, going up to someone and like laughing about how you've never read a book, or how you hate reading, or how you suck at reading, is like me going into a gym and walking up to the person at the front desk and then like making a bunch of jokes about like how I was so out of shape and I hadn't ran or moved in my whole life. I had never ran a step, not once. And instead of being completely ashamed about this fact and like trying to hide it and be like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm such a lazy fuck that I've never ran a single step in my whole life. Instead of that, it's like me walking into the gym and being like, hey everyone, look at me, I have never done even a modicum of exercise in the entirety of my existence, and for this I am proud! Like, no, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, who in their right mind could find a semblance of pride in their own stupidity? I just don't get it. Or it's like in school, if you just are like, oh yeah, only fags get A's, only douchebags study enough to get A's, and so you consciously go for C's. Like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. What is the point of bragging that you don't like to read? All it does is make you look like an idiot. And like, and also, like, I don't think that people get it, that it's not uncool to like to read. Like, Jesus Christ, stories, the reason that people come off really pretentious and douchebaggy when they say the book is better than the movie is because, newsflash, the books are better than the movie, you dumbasses who don't read. They're better because they're more detailed. People who don't read the book can't even fathom the depth of the storyline or the character development that happens in a book, as opposed to this relatively 2D depiction on a screen, which that was kind of a pun intended, a little bit of homonyms around here. But anyway, that's pretty much how I felt about that, It really kind of just really rustled my jimmies, so to speak. It really irritated me, and I really don't like that. So if you guys don't like to read, and you just hate it, and you just really don't like it, I'd encourage you, get out there, even if it's just online and you're reading some articles, just look up something that you enjoy and try reading, and just give it a shot and see if you can just have fun with it. Because really, I sound like a gay-ass teacher right now, but reading is fun. Sue me. Reading is fun. I'm going to say it. Reading's fun. Love you.